Good afternoon. I don't think I've ever followed the coach before. I'm pretty excited to be here. But I wanted to come and just make sure that the people of Louisiana know that the state has been working very hard with the Saints as an organization, with the Louisiana Stadium and Exposition District, in order to move forward with extensive and needed renovations to the Superdome so that that facility, that venue, will remain competitive for many, many years to come. And so with that in mind, we've been working with the organization, with LACD, and the first piece to the puzzle that needs to come into place, and it should without something unforeseen happening, is Thursday morning. We're going to have a meeting in Baton Rouge with the Bond Commission, and we expect that they will approve the short-term financing of the renovations as it relates to the LACD. But there will be contributions from the Saints organization, from LACD, and from the state of Louisiana towards this $450 million renovation that we're planning. And this is going to create just a tremendous atmosphere for decades to come. For the fan experience, it will help us to make sure that we keep the Saints here for a long term. They're not just the best tenant for the Superdome, they're the best tenant for the state of Louisiana. And so we're working also on a long-term extension of the Saints, keeping them here another 15 years. And then with a framework in place for another 15 beyond that. So the goal is to have the Saints here for 30 more years, and we're excited about the opportunity to do that. We don't think there's a better place in the world for the Saints, and we're excited about what the Saints are doing for Louisiana, for New Orleans, also the Pelicans. There's an energy, there's an excitement around these organizations that quite frankly isn't just the best that we've ever seen here in New Orleans and Louisiana, it's among the best anywhere in the country. So I just wanted the people to know that the state of Louisiana, we're doing what we can, working with the Saints, with LACD, to make sure that this is something we can continue to enjoy and derive tremendous benefit from for a very long time to come. So with that, I'll take questions if you have any.
Governor, do you have any feel for how these renovations will proceed? How long will the dome need to be shut down? When will that occur?
Well, the dome will never be completely shut down because there's certain commitments that they're going to honor because there's certain events that take place at the Superdome at least annually, and they're going to work their schedule to make sure that they can continue to accommodate those events. But we're going to have more as it relates to the schedule. I think you're going to see all of this unfold over the next 3 years or so. But when we are successful Thursday, you're going to see the first contracts awarded, and work will start early next year. But again, making sure that certain things continue to happen in the Superdome throughout, not just the Saints, but obviously the Saints will be there, but other key obligations. Now, it may be true that we have fewer concerts and those sorts of things at the Superdome during the renovation period, but you're going to see the major attractions continue to take place at the Superdome over the 3 or 4 year period that these renovations are made.
Governor, how far along would you say lease agreement talks are? Is that the beginning, or that's
No, we're not at the beginning, and we're not at the end. But I feel very comfortable. If I didn't feel really comfortable that we're going to get to where I just said, I wouldn't be here today. We've still got some more work to do, and until they're final, they're not final, obviously. And so I'm limited in what I can say. But I feel really good that we're going to work this out. You know, the Saints have always been a good partner to the state of Louisiana. And working with the Louisiana Stadium and Exposition District under Kyle France, we've made sure that we've had communications throughout. I think we're in a really good place to push this over the goal line, to use that analogy, but we'll have more for you in a very short period of time.
Given sometimes how difficult things can be politically, do you expect people in other parts of the state to challenge this, or do you think this will be something that you've already kind of hammered out behind the scenes?
No, I expect it to be such a good deal for the state that everybody, regardless of where they live around the state of Louisiana, are going to be excited about it. And look, New Orleans is important to the state, and everybody knows that. And on occasion, you just have to make significant new investments, especially in something like a facility like the Superdome, where you need it to be competitive. And not just competitive from the aspect of the Saints, but every time we improve it, then you're more competitive when it relates to bowl games, when it relates to other functions that you can get there. But the fan experience is something that we're excited about too, and how we're going to really upgrade that fan experience at the Superdome. And you know, first of all, I guess I should have started by saying what a wonderful facility that has been for the state of Louisiana for a long time. You know, in the time period that we've had the Superdome, many other dome stadiums have been built and torn down, and we still have the Superdome. But the reason we've been able to make that happen is periodically we go in and we upgrade, we renovate, we make it more energy efficient, we make it where people with disabilities can experience game day and so forth. And so you just have to do this periodically. We think we're in a good place now to make that happen for the next renovation, and we'll be able to keep the Saints here for a long, long time to come.
How excited would it be for part of your legacy to, you know, keep these teams secure, renovate these buildings as part of potentially a second term?
Yeah, you know, I don't focus on my legacy. I focus on doing what's right for the state of Louisiana, and that's what excites me. I intend to worry about my legacy about 4 years from now, not now, to be honest with you. But this is just the right thing to do for our state, and that's what excites me.
If I could just ask one more question, I apologize.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Not looking past the Superdome, would the New Orleans Arena, the Smoothie King Center, potentially also, once this deal is done, be looked at as an upgrade as well?
We haven't had those conversations, but you do know that just like for the Superdome, every arena of that type has to be upgraded periodically. And I don't know what that schedule is right now. It's not part of our present negotiations, and so I just don't want to get there. But clearly, at some point in the future, that's going to have to happen.
Is there renovations expected to happen next year?
Yeah, well, I'll let the LSED make that announcement in concert with SMG at the appropriate time. And a lot of that is already in the public domain. But what you're going to see is an effort to make more natural light available inside the Superdome. You're going to replace some areas that are not being well utilized right now with areas that will add to the fan experience. I think you're going to see some ground level end zone bunker type seating or standing, because I think most of the people stand when they go there. So you're going to see some of the features that have been incorporated in some of the latest stadiums added to the Superdome, because we know that's what fans all around the country and here in Louisiana expect.
Was there any discussion at all about building a new stadium?
No. Look, the Superdome is an iconic stadium. It has served the city and the state extremely well. How could you improve upon the location? It's in walking distance within tens of thousands of hotel rooms, and the parking is available there. So the idea that we would move the Superdome, you know, that never came into, or I shouldn't say move the Superdome, but create a new arena away from the current site of the Superdome. That never crossed our minds and has not been part of our discussion.
One last question.
Your former quarterback, you met with Drew Brees a few minutes ago. Did you give him any tips?
I challenged him. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, I did not give him any tips other than I just told him that I'm a big fan. I may be his biggest fan. And it's not just his play on the field. He is a tremendous citizen, and he's involved himself in so many ways in the community, both here in New Orleans and around the state. Most recently, he decided that he would participate in an initiative to help veterans transition from military life to civilian life and to open and sustain and grow small businesses. And you're going to see that unfold in the next several days. And I appreciate the Saints organization because they have always been a pro-military, pro-veteran organization, and this is just the latest example of that.